Had an update from Jimmy Conrad. That one was tied up at 2-2 in the 65th minute. We'll have to find out what the final score was at the end of the first leg. We're going to join this one in the second leg now. And Tom Leach, FUTWIZ Tom, has really come out of the shadows in recent times. We saw him, if you were watching his stream recently as well, a 94th minute winner from Ruud Gullit, a volley from the edge of the box to qualify him for the next LQ event we have coming up. And seems like he's finding those clutch moments, but Zezinho, he has been scoring some fantastic goals so far this tournament. The one that sticks out to me is a little flick up with Cristiano Ronaldo over the head of one defender and the bicycle kick to finish it off. Obviously a fantastic finish. And if he can qualify here, again, you've got one of those names where they've had a pretty good season so far, but not standout performances. This would be one of those standout performances.
I mean, for all four of these players, I mean, arguably you could say, aside from Joksan, the other three, this is a life-changing tournament for them if they're able to get to that last eight. The only reason I'd say maybe not Joksan is because he's achieved so much already this season and he has that potential to do in the rest of the season. But I think all four of them are going to be saying, look, I don't care about Global Series rankings right now. I just want to get to that Champions League final.
It's the money can't buy. I mean, you get money to spend while you're there, but obviously money can't buy experience, Champions League final, you know, the time in Madrid. There's so much more that these guys are going to have, you know, lauded on top of that prize money and that opportunity. It really is something that you just can't imagine. You can't even dream as achieving as a FIFA player when you're just sat in your bedroom.
I'm very jealous, if I'm completely honest. It's not just tickets to the Champions League final as well. It's VIP treatment at the Champions League final. I mean, I can only speculate how well they will be treated, but I'm sure they will be wined and dined. They will get everything they could have ever dreamed of when they attend that final. So it really will be something to remember and something that they will tell their kids, their grandkids, and their grandkids will tell their grandkids, and it will go on throughout family history. But you've got to get there first, and that's what's going to be on the minds for all of these players. And for FUTWIZ Tom, you can see in the background, #Ryan behind him as well. Very good coach to have, very calm. Always good to have him whispering in your ear in case you get a little bit frustrated about anything that's happened.
Yeah, absolutely. A very calming influence to have over your shoulder. A very, you know, knowledgeable player as well himself. Had a pretty good season so far. But at certain times, Dan, all of what's happened so far this season, what happened in the last couple of hours, what happened yesterday becomes completely irrelevant because this comes down to 90 minutes now of in-game action between these two. Zezinho, the man on your screen right now, versus FUTWIZ Tom. And you can see both players currently loading into the game, ready to get this underway. And it's just 90 minutes and they're in Madrid.
Yeah, you can talk all about form and how they've played this tournament, how they've played this season, but if you let the ball slip right in this last moment, if you take your eyes off the ball and you just have that one mistake could cost you getting to that last eight. So you need focus every single in-game second. I've always said that I think FIFA esports is one of the hardest esports to stay focused because it's a 1v1 situation. You don't have anyone to lean on.
So tough.
You don't have anyone to just switch off and have 30 seconds just to go about your brain. You have to take a pause if you want to do that. So it's very, very difficult to be able to keep focused for the amount of time that we ask of them.
Yeah, and it's game after game after game after game. These guys don't get huge amounts of time between their rounds. You've got to think the Swiss round. There's 7 rounds of Swiss potentially for some of these players to be involved with, not only yesterday, but obviously coming back today and having to finish off those games, then straight into the knockout rounds. It really has been a massive slog for these guys, but here we go. We're into the game now. FUTWIZ Tom take it on Zezinho, and a place at the eChampions League final on the line.
FUTWIZ Tom, of course, will be playing in that FUTWIZ kit, kicking from left to right in this first half of the second leg, and Zezinho will be in the white strip. 2-2 after the first leg, and of course, we didn't see it, so we can only speculate how it went, but you feel like for both of these players, it's going to come down to who can actually take that risk, who can press their opponent, who can force the mistake out of their opponent.
And already we are seeing a pause queued up by FUTWIZ Tom. It wouldn't surprise me to see maybe Ruud Gullit being moved into that left-back position once more. Ronaldo, though, for Zezinho. Trying to get some quick passing play going around the edge of the box.
And Gullit already is in that left-back position. You don't need the pause to do so, but maybe he's looking to take Marcelo off because Marcelo currently in a central defensive midfielder position. And I'm sure we'll see Luka Modric being introduced onto the pitch, but Gullit making a darting run on that left-hand side. But
he's off.
I think that was quite smart by FUTWIZ Tom just to play it calmly around the midfield.
Here is Marcelo then in a more central position than we're used to seeing him. Obviously can do a fantastic job in there. Ronaldo with the cricketer trying to get past, and I'm not gonna blame Marcelo there for that shot. I think that might have been a little slip of the finger from Tom.
Also, might have been his last kick of the game as well, because Marcelo now can come off. That's exactly what we wanted to see, or what FUTWIZ Tom wanted to see, was that ball going out of play so we could make those changes. Both players playing 4-2-3-1, so we are going to see a very contested game in that midfield area. The likes of Neymar playing in the central attacking midfield role is really going to struggle with Hullet and Modric, or Hullet and Vieira defending against him. Sometimes that's why switching to a 4-4-2 or a 4-2-2-2 can be good against a 4-2-3-1, because then you focus more on the width rather than through the middle.
Back underway here. As we look down at the player cams here, Zezinho, complete focus on his face, a real stern look on FUTWIZ Tom as well. It's just 90 minutes in this tournament that they've been here for 2 days to decide if they will be going to Madrid. Tom building up nicely here. Not sure if that was a first-time shot there or if it was a pass, looking for Cristiano Ronaldo just outside, but Zezinho's giving the ball back here. And R9, the Brazilians in behind here for FUTWIZ Tom. Cricketer, little turn back inside, Neymar! Forces the save from De Gea. But you also feel down that maybe he had to do a little bit better there.
Maybe, but the goalkeeper movement from Zezinho during that passage of play was absolutely phenomenal. He moved him out towards the centre just to cover the cross, and then he quickly moved him across as soon as he saw the pass moving towards the goal as well. So even though Tom had a fantastic opportunity, it was Zezinho's defensive ability that's keeping him in this game.
Well, Mbappe's putting a cross in here, and Van der Sar is between the sticks here for FUTWIZ Tom. Has to come out and deal with it. The Dutchman does so. And now look at this counter-attack opportunity here. We saw R9 making a darting run in behind the defence, but Tom decided not to use the Brazilian there, and instead just slowed things down a little bit here, Dan.
I think it's clever, because if you take too many counter-attack opportunities and you give the ball away when you're on that counter-attack, you're going to be so vulnerable defensively. Your fullbacks are going to be pushed up, your centre-backs are probably going to be slightly out of position, and your CDMs are probably going to be hurtling up the pitch as well. So very smart, intelligent FIFA from Tom, just to recycle and wait for a better opportunity.
Well, here's Luka Modric then, the maestro in the middle. I'm not talking about the vitality player who we've been talking so much about recently. Modric back on the ball here. We know we can hit him from distance. But instead, it's going to be a pass to Neymar. Cricketer back inside. Fantastic ball! And what a save that is from De Gea. How's he kept that one out?
You just hope that those chances are going to go in, off the post, off the bar. It's off everything at the moment, but somehow the ball stays out. Somehow Zezinho still drawing this game. Somehow Tom still has not scored.
Well, Tom is knocking at the door right now. Neymar now just absolutely clattered on the edge of the box there. I believe it was Kylian Mbappe who might have made that tackle, but what a chance that was for Tom. And we always question those goalkeepers. Who are you going to have between the sticks? Who you got in net? And again, a stark reminder to us what David De Gea can do as a shot stopper in FIFA 19. Now Zezinho stepping forward again. Here's R9. Ruud Gullit now out wide to Mbappe. He made the tackle to win possession back. Ronaldo's inside the box. Neymar looking for the back heel. But fantastic defending here from Tom.
Sometimes that happens as well when you're just kind of pushing too far into the box and there's too many shirts in the way, too many players in the way. You try and play 1-2s and it just doesn't quite work out.
Vieira now stepping forward. Here's R9 again, and I mean,
سيئة جدا يعني.
That's two we've seen sail into the crowd now. Last time Marcelo was immediately ejected from the field of play, and
هنفضلوا متعادلين كده يا رجالة ولا ايه؟
See by the shot statistics, just
واحد يجيب جون كده بدل اللي انتوا بتعملوه ده.
6 to Tom, 0 to Zezinho. Even though Zezinho has been in dangerous areas, not been able to let rip just yet. And Tom's winning the ball back again in these dangerous areas. This is what I'm saying about counter-attacks. Some players are going to be out of position now.
10 minutes less till half-time. Oh, Tom trying to get that ball into the air for one of those flat crosses, those drilled crosses into the box. So difficult to defend against. Zezinho, one way to defend against it, as we know, is to close down that space as quickly as possible. It's risky, and it's one way of stopping those headed goals, is to cut it off at the source.
You can feel the tension between these two players just watching the gameplay, watching how they're very reluctant to play risky balls. They're playing very safe FIFA at the moment, waiting for the perfect opportunity before they play passes, before they play these crosses. Thankfully, Van der Sar managing to punch that one away. Possession heavily in favour of FUTWIZ Tom. Tom, who has had such an amazing end to the season. I mean, at the start of the season, he was doubting himself. Then suddenly he was representing England. Now he's on the cusp of qualifying for the eChampions League finals. He's really shown what he's made of. Zezinho still stands in his way.
Tom here just biding his time, making sure he gets that final attack of this first half of the second leg. Still nothing to separate these two. But it has been Tom. He's been dominating possession, dominating the chances. But no one has been dominating the goal scoring so far. Cristiano Ronaldo scoops it up, tries to get it into the box acrobatically. There will be a corner here as we're in stoppage time. De Gea will clear. Is there going to be a time for a shot to be released? No, there isn't. That is going to be the half-time whistle. Still tied up at 2-2 with just 45 minutes left to go.
45, and you can't separate them, but you have to feel Tom has had the better of the chances of the two. I mean, you could argue Zezinho hasn't actually had a chance, considering he hasn't been able to get those shots away. But Tom colliding with the crossbar, colliding with the goalkeeper, doing everything but putting that ball in the back of the net. And that can give him confidence, but it can also suddenly start to make you doubt yourself. If you start to say, well, maybe those were the only chances I'm going to be presented with and I wasn't able to take them, what's going to happen in this second half? Maybe Zezinho is suddenly going to come to life here. But you have to be talking to your coach here. This is where you need that reassurance. You need to be built up.
And the funny thing for me, sorry to cut you off there, Dan, is the fact that I'm looking at Zezinho now. He looks really chilled and he looks really calm, composed. His coach was just, he looked like a nervous wreck behind him. Which probably isn't the best thing to turn around and look at and say, just don't look. Don't look
as long as you don't see your coach looking that way, that's fine. I mean, I think it's good sometimes for the coach.
It's deep in thought.
Yeah, for the coach to show a bit of emotion. Sometimes they feel the emotions through their player, but we're back underway then. 45 minutes left in this round of 16 game. In a winner-takes-all game, a ticket to the Champions League final, a ticket to the eChampions League finals. Who's going to be able to risk it for a chocolate biscuit?
Oh, Ronaldo in a goal, and Van der Sar got a piece of it. But Zezinho, having withheld all of the pressure that FUTWIZ Tom put on him in the first half, strikes first in the round of 16.
Right from the get-go, Tom not able to stop the attacking prowess of Cristiano Ronaldo from being able to slot his way through the defense. And it's Zezinho now who gets one pinky toe towards that Champions League final.
And we're seeing the first goal in this second leg, and a little update for you guys at home watching. Paps 5-3 up against Joksan right now. 45 minutes left in leg number 2. We'll keep you up to date with that, of course. Paps continuing from when we left that game a little bit earlier today, but Zezinho showing that this game isn't all about controlling possession, having the most chances, it's taking it when it comes down.
It just seems to be upset after upset in these tournaments at the moment. Cristiano Ronaldo can't quite break through this time. Hullet, thankfully, in a very good defensive position. Zezinho taking down Tom, you could argue, is a little bit of an upset, but certainly Paps taking down Joksan. Another huge, monumentous upset.
Well, there might be another chance here. Mbappe onto his left, and Van der Sar gets his right boot down to turn it behind for a corner, but this is a different Zezinho that we're seeing here in this second half of this second leg. Ball into the box, Ronaldo! It's 2, just like that. Blink and you'll miss it. Because Zezinho.
ايه ده؟ توم طالع و
This is where I was talking about.
هيعيط.
Chances from that first half start to replay in the back of your mind. Zezinho hadn't had any opportunities in the first half. Presented with 2 now, and now he has a 2-goal lead. And Tom, you can already see him start to mutter to himself, starting to talk to Ryan. Maybe feeling like luck's not going his way, but he needs to focus up. Still time to get back into the tie.
And what a performance it's been from Zezinho here in Manchester. I think if you would have asked any of us before the tournament got underway who our top 8 were, I mean, we wouldn't have been anywhere near, to be honest with you, with some of the results we've seen so far today. But Zezinho would not have been one of those names. But he's performing right now. And at 4-2 on aggregate, now it's up to Tom. Chance here for Ronaldo. Turns back onto his left foot. You can see the furious player switching coming in here from Zezinho. And he holds strong.
Tom in his gameplay, in my opinion, does look a little bit frustrated now. Not taking his chances, trying to play too many balls in tight areas.
And that's leaving space here for Kylian Mbappe. Drives again down at the near post of Edwin van der Sar. Another corner hit for Zezinho. This time, goes short. And Ronaldo will just push Neymar off the ball, but Ronaldo wins it. It's Virgil van Dijk inside the box.
فان دايك اكيد يعني مش هيشوطها.
He's just putting pressure on himself at the moment.
And he needs this next goal to be his.
بعد
He needs to press
قدام.
on, because if the third goal in this game goes to Zezinho, that's going to be game over for him.
Vieira now. Ronaldo
Beautiful.
does have space here. Mbappe is waiting at that back post, but Alexandro combines with, I believe it was Maldini in the centre-back position here to win the ball back.
مالديني.
And you can see a pause actually cued here by Zezinho as well. He knows what he's got to do here. Just see this one out.
Yeah, he might be switching a formation, he might be bringing on fresh legs just so he can play that ball around the pitch and keep possession. And will allow FUTWIZ Tom to make some changes as well, but Zezinho coming forward again. Can he put this tie to bed? I heard screams across the room, so I imagine Joksan is getting back into things against Paps.
Mbappe's looking to end this though. He goes for the far corner, and Van der Sar has to extend his limbs to turn it behind for a corner. And Zezinho has been dominating in this second half. I'd like to see if there was a formation change or some sort of tactical adjustment at the halftime break, because it's been a different game completely, Dan.
I mean, he was able to get that opening goal, of course, from the kickoff into the second half and then from the corner as well. But Tom not had the same amount of shots in this second half he did in the first. It was him who was dominating the possession, him who was able to go forward and get those shots away. But it's all been Zezinho in this second half. Tom's given the ball away in some dangerous areas, and that's what's allowed Zezinho to press on.
Another corner here to Zezinho, and it's Van Dijk this time who gets up. Wide of the target this time. Interesting to note that 2 of the last 3 chances have fallen to the centre-back. Don't mind if it's his head on the end of things, but I don't want him to be the one man who's having most of the chances fall to.
Ball given away again, though, and it's going to present another
هتعمل
opportunity
إيه
to
معلم؟
Zezinho. Mbappe on the left-hand side.
Cuts back inside with a drag back
خرب
after the Elastico.
بيتك.
Make it 2, Eusebio!
أوه.
And Zezinho!
جي جي يا معلم خلاص.
I think we have to start printing his name on one of those tickets right now. He knows. It's time to start packing. Madrid. It's just a few weeks away.
And unfortunately for Tom, again, it was one of those passes in one of those dangerous areas right in the midfield, meaning that Mbappe was able to stream away from everyone. But it was the composure in the box from Zezinho. The little drag back from Eusebio, recognising where Tom was pressuring, and being able to punish him and get this 3-goal advantage now. And 3 goals in 15 minutes is not an easy task.
It certainly isn't. But we've seen crazy things in this tournament, and it wouldn't surprise me to see a few more. Ronaldo fighting, and the ball will fall to Mbappe, and there's one!
عدت بالحكش.
Sometimes
بس
you
لسه
just have
فاضل له
no
هدفين
idea
تاني
what's
مش عارف
about to
اجيبهم.
happen. Is this the start of the comeback we'll be talking about for a long time?
At least it can give Tom that little bit of hope. Just enough for him not to give up in this game. If he wasn't able to secure that goal right then, right that second, I think he might have even believed it was too much. As I hear more shouts from across the room.
That's a roar. I can hear.
Paps was leading. I don't think he's leading anymore, judging by the screams I just heard.
Zezinho's looking to slow down the momentum here in FUTWIZ Tom. Ball inside the box. Messi took it first time. Will be a corner. More time off the clock here. Bullet takes this one short to Modric. Smart stuff here from Zezinho. Slowing the game down, but you can't slow it down that much. Gives Tom a chance to nip in with Luka Modric and get possession back.
I'd argue Tom needs a goal from this exact attack if he's going to get into things, and that ball is not going to be good enough. Needs to win it back very soon, because Zezinho is going to be playing this ball around, and he's going to play that ball all the way to Madrid if he can.
Modric steps forward here. Players staying upfield here for Zezinho as well. You can see Tom's having to throw players up the pitch, which means there's plenty of space for him to work with in behind. Van Dijk under pressure. David De Gea, come and have a touch. Let me know how it feels to be going to Madrid. Ronaldinho wins it back though. 4 minutes left. Ronaldo comes back in to crush the dreams of FUTWIZ Tom.
And as the clock ticks away, Tom may be starting to think it's too much, but he is a lifeline.
Look at Ronaldo, he's completely
he's
through the
offside.
back post, but he's just caught offside. And moments like that, Dan, you feel that's the last opportunity.
It had to be then. Tom will start to know. His coach Ryan behind him surely knows at this point. Zezinho will start to know that he's on his way to the eChampions League finals.
The referee has indicated there will be a minimum.
Is there a way to finish this with a little bit of magic for Zezinho? I don't think he's that bothered.
GG at
Van der
Zezinho,
Sar lumps
GG.
it forward. Ronaldo wins the header. It's a team press offside trap being used here by Tom as well, trying everything he can, but Zezinho, he knows right now that he is one of the 8 who will be going to Madrid. Congratulations to Zezinho. We'll see you at the eChampions League finals.
8-player screens on the wall, and it'll be Zezinho's face that will be lit up as he is the 3rd competitor to get himself to Madrid. But we've still got to find out who our 4th competitor is, Mark. We were with Paps and Joxan earlier. Paps was leading 5-3 last time we heard about it.